24th Sunday in Ordinary Time. The community's Action in Solidarity and Association Jesus Solidarity are inviting you to listen to the Living Gospel this Sunday, September 15. Let us then meditate on the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 8, verses 27 to 35. Commented on by Father Patxi Loidi in the voice of Chi Liquicia. Proclamation of the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark. Now Jesus and his disciples set out for the villages of Caesarea Philippi. Along the way, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" They said in reply, "John the Baptist. Others say Elijah, still others, one of the prophets." And he asked them, "But who do you say that I am?" Peter said to him in reply, "You are the Messiah." Then he warned them not to tell anyone about him. He began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer greatly and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, and the scribes, and be killed, and rise after 3 days. He spoke this openly. Then Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. At this he turned around and, looking at his disciples, rebuked Peter and said, "Get behind me, Satan. You are thinking not as God does, but as human beings do." He summoned the crowd with his disciples and said to them, "Whoever wishes to come after me must deny himself, take up your cross, and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake and that of the gospel will save it." The word of the Lord. Father Patxi's commentary. Dear friends of the Living Gospel, today's passage is harsh. Peter and Jesus loved each other very much. Peter exercised sensitivity with Jesus and spoke to him separately. Jesus got angry and embarrassed Peter in front of all the people, calling him Satan. What was happening to elicit such a furious reaction? Jesus was being harassed on all sides. The Jewish leaders were against him. The disciples did not understand his humble messianism. The people who followed him looked for prodigies more than faith. In this situation came Peter's declaration of faith, probably with a triumphalist background. Jesus was forced to remind them of the danger they were facing. He would tell them not in a solemn and theological way, but informally, as the Gospel says, to take us to faith. Peter trembled upon hearing that warning. He knew very well that the leaders were spying on Jesus, and he saw continually that Jesus committed himself too much. So he decided to give him a particular observation. All hell broke loose. He touched the most intimate fiber of Jesus, the work of the Father, the kingdom of God, and the storm broke. Jesus jumped like a lion. He turned around and glared at Peter in front of everyone. "Get away from me, Satan. You do not understand anything about the things of God." Peter buried his head under the ground. When the mission entrusted to him by his Father was at stake, Jesus did not retreat 1 millimeter. He did not contain himself even for a moment. He had told him clearly, "Search first of all the kingdom of God and his justice, and the rest will come in addition." He did not only reprimand Peter, he decided to give all the people right there and then the message of the cross. Do you want to follow me? Well, you have to be willing to suffer from persecution and to suffer for the gospel. And if you are not, you will destroy my pursuit. Only if you are willing to lose your life for the gospel will you keep it and even increase it. The image of Jesus in this passage is dazzling. It illuminates us more than many other passages. He does not want to die, as we will be seeing later in Gethsemane. But he does not want to diminish his commitment in the least. Those two things together are impossible. He will choose the work of his Father, which is the kingdom of God, that is, the personal and social good of the people. That is his passion, his only reason for being. He will not seek death. He will flee from it. But he will continue to struggle with an integral militancy. And they will hang him on the cross. It's a matter of love. Prayer. What do we know? Poor Peter. What fury has invaded you, Lord? His face lit like a poppy when you struck him like lightning with the steel of your mouth. Don't you see him hiding under the slab? May the earth swallow me, screaming with a broken soul. I correct whom I love, says your angel. But sometimes you hit with knuckles of rope, and they hurt us. They hurt like stones. Although later you heal our wounds with aroma. Who injected that fury into your body? Who placed the bomb in your looks and in your words? Oh, we know. It is the one you long for, with whom you communicate every morning, every night, all day, at all times, to whom you consecrate all the minutes in performing your works, without consenting to the smallest deviation, to the slightest shadow. His companions are silent in dismay, and they do not raise their heads. They ignore the ways of God, different and distant from what they teach in the synagogues. Poor Peter, we say. But we, what do we know? Can we embrace the mysterious mind and the projects of the Most High? Can we understand the winds of dawn? My ways are not your ways. Take us to Tabor to contemplate your glory, as you took your most difficult friends, to have the saving grace of carrying our cross and helping others with theirs, with your mercy.